A Bears player could be on the verge of making a comeback as shocking as a running back who already surprised everyone in Philadelphia. Could this be the big change Chicago needs? Picture a wide receiver joining a contender, teaming up with an explosive offense. The Bears head coach, the one still in charge, is teetering on the edge. Who's the one responsible for keeping him in his spot? A key figure has been pointed out, and their decision might not just decide the coach's future, but the fate of the whole team. And last but not least, the Bears' star quarterback, the highly anticipated number one, is struggling like never before. The future looked bright, but after a streak of losses, could his spot on the team be in jeopardy? Rumors say he might be replaced by the backup. Can you imagine? What if one of our key players joined a contender like the Philadelphia Eagles? What if this move could lead to a comeback like Saquon Barkley's? I'm telling you, this is more than just speculation. Look, we all know the Eagles made a masterstroke this past offseason by signing Saquon Barkley, right? A move that changed the game. Barkley hasn't just been good, he's been incredible for them. He's currently leading the league with over 1,100 rushing yards and almost 114 yards per game. And those touchdowns? A total of 8, plus over 200 receiving yards. Barkley has made it clear that joining the Eagles was exactly what he needed to get back to his best level. Now, let me ask you a question. What if I told you another Chicago Bears player could do the same? What if Keenan Allen, who hasn't had the season he expected, could revitalize his career by joining the Eagles next year? Sounds crazy? I don't think so. In fact, I think it's a brilliant idea. Knox from Bleacher Report said it clearly, Allen should be looking for that opportunity. The Eagles are desperate for that third receiver to complement A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, and Keenan Allen's versatility would be perfect for that role. Can you imagine the impact Allen would have on an explosive offense like the Eagles? Especially if he teams up with Kellen Moore, who was his offensive coordinator with the Chargers before moving to Philadelphia. The chemistry would be off the charts. Now, I ask you, Bears fans, do you agree with the possibility of Keenan Allen becoming the next big signing for the Eagles? Do you think this could really be a resurgence for him, like it was for Barkley? I'm telling you, this move makes total sense if Allen wants to be on a team with championship potential, surrounded by a high-caliber offense. But, is that what we want for him? Should we really let him go? It's a tough dilemma because Keenan Allen is a great player, but we can't ignore that the Bears haven't given him the environment he needs to truly shine. If he heads to the Eagles, he could be surrounded by better pieces, and that could make his career take an impressive turn. But, let's not forget what he represents for the Bears. Now, I ask you, what do you think? Should Keenan Allen follow Saquon Barkley's example and join a contender? Or is this the kind of move the Bears need to avoid at all costs? This is heating up. Less than 24 hours until the historic rivalry between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers reignites, and all anyone's talking about is Matt Eberflus. I ask you, how is it that we're here, talking more about coaches than the crucial battle against the Packers? Seriously, at this point in the season, should the focus be on the head coach instead of the team we've got? Now, let me ask you a question that honestly has me baffled. Who's the genius who decided to keep Eberflus as the Bears head coach? I think it's time to question that decision because, while some fans are dying to give the coach a chance, the signs are clear. The Bears have been stuck in a cycle of mediocrity, and we can't keep going like this. I ask you, how many more times are we going to give time to a coach who hasn't shown the results we need? Recently, on the Scoop City podcast, Diana Rossini from The Athletic dropped a bombshell that has left everyone speechless. Kevin Warren, the Bears president, is the one who made the call to keep Eberflus. Yep, that was Warren's move, and honestly, it's got me wondering, is this really the best decision for the future of the franchise? I'm telling you, if it's not working, why keep doing the same thing? And now, what do we have left? Maybe Warren, by the end of this season, has an ace up his sleeve. Is this the perfect time to reevaluate the entire management team? Could he be setting up the Bears for a radical change, looking for someone who can get the best out of Caleb Williams, their future star? The stakes are huge. The question is Warren really ready to take that step? The most interesting part of all this is that we're not alone in this debate. The conversation is alive, and experts are already suggesting names like Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, as the ideal candidate to lead the Bears. Those rumors are heating up, and we're starting to see how this thing is shaping up. Now, Are we really ready for such a big change? What if Johnson, who's shown great results with the Lions, came to Chicago to work with Caleb Williams? Imagine that! And here's where I want to hear from you, because I've said it before, this is not just about players, it's about leadership structure. Is Matt Eberflus doing the job we need? Should we trust that Kevin Warren has a master plan to save the franchise? I ask you, how much longer are we going to wait to see real results? To close, I leave you with a big question, and I want you to answer in the comments. Should the Bears make a radical change this season and bring in Ben Johnson as the new head coach? Or are we going to stick with the same old plan? Caleb Williams, the quarterback we all thought would take this team to the next level, is now the center of growing frustration inside Hallis Hall. And no, we're not talking about just rumors, folks. We're talking about a rough start to his pro career, and fans are definitely taking notice. Remember when we all said this young QB was the future of the franchise? We watched him throw for over 10,000 yards and 93 touchdowns in college, and many thought he'd surpass guys like Andrew Luck and Trevor Lawrence. But now, after 3 straight losses, things are taking a turn we didn't expect. I gotta ask you, is this really the Caleb Williams we were promised? Let's break it down. After 9 games, Williams has a 4-5 record, a 60.5% completion rate, 1,785 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. But here's the kicker, he's been sacked 38 times, the most in the league. How is it possible for such a promising talent to be knocked down over and over again? This isn't something we can just overlook. So, were the expectations just too high for Caleb Williams? Or is the real issue the Bears system? One thing we do know, the rumors are flying fast. There's talk that coach Matt Eberflus, who's also feeling the heat, might make some drastic moves to save the season. One of those rumors is that the team could bench Williams and give the job to Tyson Bagent. Yeah, you heard that right, the rookie who went undrafted but lit it up in the NCAA. Bagent may not have the experience, but maybe what this team needs is a complete shakeup. Could he be the answer? I'll say this, if Coach Eberflus is willing to make changes on offense, why not give a shot to the guy who proved he could lead in college? Meanwhile, we've got a new face in the offensive coaching staff. New offensive coordinator Thomas Brown is taking charge. He's already started making some big changes, like bringing the whole offensive unit together instead of splitting them up by position. Could this be what's needed to find that lost chemistry and energy? This is where it gets interesting. A shift in focus could be exactly what Williams and the Bears' offense need to finally take off. But hold up, all of this comes with a price. The Bears came into this season with huge expectations, and now it all seems to be falling apart. So, I ask you, how can a team with so much talent, so many promises, be going through this mess? Is it Caleb Williams' lack of preparation, or is it just chaos inside Hallis Hall? Now, I want to hear from you. With everything on the line, do you think the Bears should keep betting on Caleb Williams as their future quarterback, or is it time to consider a change and roll with Tyson Bagent? Now, I gotta ask you, what do you think? Should Keenan Allen follow in Saquon Barkley's footsteps and join a contender? Or is this the kind of move the Bears need to avoid at all costs? Should the Bears make a bold move this season and bring in Ben Johnson as their new head coach, or are we sticking with the same old plan? Now, I want to hear from you. With everything on the line, do you think the Bears should keep betting on Caleb Williams as their future quarterback, or is it time to consider an alternative like Tyson Bagent?